okay, the bonds of Project 2025 will be greatly welcome and should serve as a notice to anyone or any group trying to misrepresent their influence with President Trump and his campaign. It will not end well for you, said Susie Wiles and Chris Lasivita, senior advisors on the Trump campaign. Okay. Former president said he doesn't know about it. Yes, okay. Again, like I said, I don't read these articles ahead of time. So Trump is saying he doesn't know about it, but the director and associate director were high people in his administration. So what Jordan and I have been saying this whole time. Ben Carson, former Secretary of Housing and Urban Development. Again, why was Ben Carson, who is like an all-time surgeon, ahead of HUD? The head of HUD, like he should have been something, Medicare, Medicaid, or whatever that secretary is for, right? I mean, he separated Siamese twins. Why is he in charge of housing?
Not even using his skill set to the max.
I know Ben Carson, by definition, I would, he's a genius. So maybe he does know about this stuff, right? Let me not say he doesn't know about it, but based off his skill set and what he did, I mean, this is what he's nationally known for. And you like me, growing up in Maryland, you probably watched the documentary, whatever, on him where he separated the Siamese twins.
Yeah.
So I mean, John Hopkins is in Maryland, by the way, and we live in Maryland, so like Ben Carson is.
Yeah, bro, I had a whole foundation. Like, what are we?
Yeah. Like, Ben Carson is him before this president. Like, that's what I was like. I can't talk bad about Ben Carson, man. I mean, like that's like Ray Lewis, and you live in Maryland. Like, look, you might be a Ravens fan, but look, that he's him.
Yeah, don't come over here and start talking that stuff.
Yeah, you can't talk bad about Ben Carson. It's like being from North Carolina, Michael Jordan. It's like, nah, man, we don't do that. I don't care if you're a Duke fan or not. You can't be disrespectful now.
Right.
We get to do that. You know. All right. Okay, here we go. Okay, War Room podcast. Okay, talking about again still. Who reported to federal prison again? Okay, former sentence Trump top campaign advisors. Okay, so again, talking about nothing Trump related being as far as Trump's actual people outside of the two people who worked for Project 25 or contributed to it. Everybody's saying, hey, we don't know about Project 2025. People are appreciating
deniability, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, they say they don't know. In response to Trump's post in July, Project 2025 reiterated that it was okay. They keep saying they're not connected. This is why I'm skimming through it. Okay. The initiative has also pushed back on Democrats' claims about its policy proposals and accused them of lying about what the agenda contains, which is probably the case because welcome to politics. Okay, what did Democrats say? This should be okay. Good, we're almost done. Sometimes the bar is misleading. So how much we got to scroll down. That's all that is. Despite their attempts to keep some distance from Project 2025, Democrats can say, okay, connecting to Trump, okay, before dropping out of the race, Mr. Biden, you mean President Biden. That's mad disrespect. Okay.
Yeah.
You either call the president by their last name or you put president. But President Biden himself, I mean, that's wild. Accused his Republican opponent of lying about his connections to the Project 2025 agenda. Okay, he claimed on his campaign social media account. Okay, so saying President Biden said Trump's connected to it. Okay, Harris said, I guess July 25th. No, she knocked it on July 25th. By July 25th, yeah, she'd already been the pseudo nomination stuff. Yeah, candidate. I think they still got to wait for the DNC, which is August 19th, to actually like officially nominate her, I think. But I mean, everybody knows it's her. But
they had to get ahead of the put it out there, right? So she get her stuff going. Yeah.
Well, they had Biden. I mean, so you don't have to have the DNC because the DNC or the RNC is when they announce it. So they didn't have to have theirs. They didn't have to have an announcement one because he's the incumbent. Yeah. But hey, I mean, look where you're at now, right? Proper planning prevents poor performance.
Yeah.
I bet they have it early in 4 years.
I feel like they kind of knew this was happening because think about it. I hadn't really seen too much like media or signage like the first campaign, right? Like I feel like I saw way more stickers and signs, and I feel like they kind of maybe had an idea about the health of I mean there were several.
He wasn't the incumbent though 4 years ago. Different situation. Remember 4 years ago too, he had to win the nomination. I mean, so it's
track. I guess what I'm saying is from a media perspective, I feel like they knew the switch was going to happen, so they didn't have as many like Biden Harris stickers and signs and promotions, right? Because it was like, we think this is what's going to happen, but we don't know. And then once it got out there, it's like, okay, now there's this big push, right? Like now I'm seeing her everywhere. I'm seeing signs. I'm seeing campaigns. Does that make sense? So I feel like that somebody in the back burner kind of knew like, all right, we are probably going to flip this ahead of time, but when it actually happened, you know what I mean, in the timeline.
I think these are my views, not Jordan's. I think regardless of how people feel about the attempted assassination, whether you believe it's conspiracy, however you feel about it, I think when that happened and you see him stand up and that photo of him standing up with the blood falling, we got to make a change. I mean, that is, I mean, it's an iconic moment, but like, I mean, we need something a little bit different with that.
Yeah.
But okay. Can you hear Carter screaming?
I can. lightly. It's not like crazy, but
no, I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
this is why I look to see how much more time it is. I know it's
Right.
about
Yeah.
time to get
Kids
up
are
out of
kids.
here.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Mine's
All right.
downstairs. I can hear him too.
Yeah, but yeah, the fitness of President Biden. I mean, again, believe what you want to believe with that, but obviously, when he has been required to dispense his own thoughts and not, reading from a prompt or preparing, it has been rough to say the least. Here we go. That's the one thing that Kamala has over Trump. Again, she'd be able to run under my law. Trump's too old to run. Like if it was my law, Trump would be able to run. So
Yeah.
Kamala and that, like that would be my play if I was her. I'm young.
Yeah.
I mean, I think she's 59, 60, but I mean, like
younger. Yeah. Look.
yeah, I mean, in comparison.
Yeah.
Okay, Trump is all about Process 2025. Pennsylvania senator. Okay, so a senator saying that Trump's about it. What Republicans say about 2025. Senators, including J.D. Vance, is now vice president. Okay, casting is merely a product of a think tank. Okay, they're saying it's a think tank, far right think tank. Okay,
Everything in this
told that
document has said that they just keep denying it. They don't know about it, but of course, it's a possibility that when if Trump does win presidency, that all these things will magically start getting put into effect, right?
Yeah.
So it's like
Did you read it? Did you read ahead? No cheating. It's like, no. that is what it says though. Mark Rubio, all these people are denying it. So long story short, the Republicans are denying that Trump is connected to it. The Democrats are quote unquote lying, saying that he is connected to it. So believe who you want to believe. I think that's how both sides operate. But I think for everybody, it's on all of us to try and get to the top of the article to close out to read the policies. But again, what is Project 2025? What to know about the conservative blueprint for a second Trump administration by Melissa Quinn and Jacob Rosen. At the end of the day, you guys need to read the policies. Vote who you want to vote for. At the end of the day, I believe if you're a felony out of jail, you're not repeated. I believe you should be able to vote. I want more people to vote. But I think you got to read the policy. And I don't know if Kamala's came fully out with all her stuff yet, because she's only been running for like 2 weeks or whatever it is. But read both policies and vote for what you want done.
Mm-hmm. Well, things that I've learned is vote on the issues, not the people, right? And I say that to literally to contradict what I said earlier, but vote on the issues and not the people. And that is assuming you also have to. Character does count to a certain extent in the sense that because you're voting on the issues, you have to vote that this person is going to uphold what they say their stance on the issues and how they feel about what they're going to do about them. So it's like it plays a role, maybe not as much as I feel. Sometimes I feel like personally like he's after me, you know what I mean? But you do have to play the issues and play their stance, right? And that's the best you can do. Politics are politics. People lie all the time, right? So that's what it is. But
I think it's more so on the president if they're trying to get past what they said they were going to run on. Yeah. I don't put any. The president cannot pass laws. You got executive orders, but that's not how it works. Like, literally doesn't work that way. So I don't look for a president to pass something. When you look at the competition of how the Congress is set up, right, where people trying to win more seats in the House versus the Senate's more powerful, but all that type of stuff, and that impacts how the laws even get through. Like the normal process is the Congress starts the law. That's the general process of it. So the president is sitting here waiting. These are his ideas.
In most circumstances, we're going back to how he stands on business. He will try. He will try. I just wish we had a candidate because, like, the thing is, Kamala, right? Cool, sure, right? I don't think if she wins, she's still going to stand on business in the opposite direction as what Trump does, right? She's going to operate how previous presidents, other than Trump, have, where she's going to, kind of consult her, consult her staff, see what she's allowed to do, and then implement on that grounds, right? Versus coming here guns blazing, hey, I want to do this, make them stop me. Does that make sense? And I just wish we had somebody on, again, doing the things that we want done at that level of aggression. That's one thing I do like about, like, whatever he plans to do, whether it's Project 2025 or something, we know he's going to come in and he's going to try to do it, and he's going to make people do their job, right? And that's the problem is, I don't, we both interact with government workers. People don't want to do their job. They want to do the bare minimum, get paid.
You can't fire them.
They don't want to do their job. They can't go nowhere. You can't. It's very clear. It takes a lot to remove a government worker. It's a very long process. Lots of paperwork, lots of write-ups, over time, performance improvement plans, etc. Right? They don't want to do the bare minimum. So it is. His strategy is, I kind of rock with the strategy. I ain't gonna hold you because it puts more work on you to try to stop. I'm in the position of power, right? It puts more work on you to do your job to determine whether I'm allowed to do what I'm doing. And by then it's been done. You know what I mean? If you don't want to do the work, okay, it stands until somebody else decides to do the work. You know what I mean?
I think that's the one thing too. That's what I said. Like, being where we're from, like, we have so much more insight up to the federal government. And most, when I say most people, if you're not in Northern Virginia, DC, or Maryland, you don't know anything about the federal government because y'all don't live here, right? Like obviously there are federal government agencies, people everywhere, but this is where everything is at. I mean, we're right next to DC, and so y'all have, at the state perspective, the local county perspective, but the federal government perspective, when you're from here, it is a different. I grew up driving past National Security Agency, the NSA. I grew up going to the doctor commissary on Fort Meade, where NSA is at. Like that is my life. So my sensitivity to all this type, so this is my life, right? And same thing with Jordan, right? Jordan's both his parents retired military, so that is what it is. And Jordan's an actual government employee. I'm a contractor. Like that, it's just the life that we have. And so we don't have the sensitivity when stuff goes down, being that we're so close. It kind of is what it is, and we see the insight, and it's like, look, y'all, it is some crazy stuff. And the incompetency of some people who have these 13 and 14 and 15, next to their names, it just kind of, it's like, oh my goodness. And so, and there's so much stuff going on. But again, I think even to wrap up, so we don't, as black people can never leave. I think the president, which a lot of people don't look at, is the president is not the president of the United States. The president is the fourth figure as the most powerful person in the nation. And whether you like it or not, there are countries that do not like us. I don't know if y'all know, but there are countries that do not like us. And most of, if not all those countries, whether people like it or not, but this is, in short, how they operate. You can say they're racist or misogynist, whatever it is, but a lot of them don't like women. I didn't say I don't like women. I love women. But these countries that don't like us don't like women. So putting a woman in that position to have these conversations, what they do is like, come on now. And I'm not saying that you should or should not do that. But when you see other countries, like Germany, I don't know if they still have it, but like their president, sure, their chancellor, whatever, is a female. That we're not Germany. Okay, we are the United States of America. How we make decisions on a global standpoint impacts everyone. And unfortunately, other countries won't respect a female in that seat. That's just how they operate. I don't agree with that in the general sense of it, but that's just how they are. And so you have to take that into consideration too. Because if you're talking to Putin, like,
entertainment purposes only, we love ladies. All right, we're both married to one. Anyways, go ahead.
But yeah, I'm just saying, like, that stuff, is important when you're. That's what that person holds in that seat. They're not just like our president. And sure, like other people, other countries are looking at who we are putting. Like I don't care who Germany elects as their president or change. I don't care. But Germany cares about us. They care who we put in, and that's the type of power that we have and that president has.
Gotcha.
All right, that's it, y'all. Locked and loaded. End of the episode. Jordan. Are you going to be back in 2 weeks? Is the question.
That is the intent. Yes. Hold on, let me look at. Yes. We can talk offline. But more than likely, yeah.
Oh my goodness! Make sure you comment, like, share, and subscribe. Shout out to the YouTube algorithm. Make sure you leave the rating reviews on the podcast platforms as well. My information is on my coach Jordan information. Can be found in the description on YouTube. Jordan, Stop Stalling J on socials. FinallyFit.live, where you can go to sign up for the 5:30 a.m. Monday and Wednesday Eastern Standard Time virtual training sessions. And my information is silent_Cory for the financial information. All right. Yep. Yeah, my son is he's getting to that. He's getting to that point. He's about to start begging on this.
I got you.
I don't know if he's getting louder. All right, you have anything, bro?
No, sir.
All right, y'all. Remember to say more, say less,
and keep making better your best.
And I'll catch y'all in the
next one.
We will catch y'all in the next one. Not y'all.
Yeah, look at that. All right, y'all.